Hey there, everyone. Welcome to Fresh Out the Box Plays Icons, a game from Steve Kenson. I am the Game Master, Johananon.
It's me, Casualty CDG. I'm the co-host of Fresh Out the Box. Of course, you can find us here every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday playing tabletop games, and we have a podcast called Fresh Out the Podcast. That's where all the podcasts are. I'm happy to be back playing Icons and reprising my role as Ryan Richards, aka Traveler, the teleporting duplicator.
I'm AD Springer, also known as Corbinian. I'm a tabletop role-playing game and video game Twitch streamer. And I am coming back as a character in this game known as Wolfgang Aidendale, the hero from beyond the shadow.
Hi, I'm Jordan. You can find me on the internet at @Lambertra. If I'm not here, I'm playing games on Q Times. I'm going to do a shameless plug. My show Blackness and Dragons just came back last night, so we'll be hanging out there on Tuesday nights. And tonight, I am Madame Leota Bonet, a fortune teller turned superhero.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rune, and I'm nobody important on the internet, which is just the way that I like it. Tonight, I'll be role-playing Blake Darcell, the dangerous Duskwing. Looking forward to jumping in tonight.
Hell yeah. That's everybody. So Corbin, you missed a couple sessions, bud. Where you last left off, you had defeated Disco Viper and Asphalt. Discovered
It's
you were
just
being
such a missed opportunity not to call him Discobra.
It is, but I appreciate that I didn't. I like that it's not that. Disco Viper is so pointless. But there was ulterior motives. You were told to do this by the Crimson Court, which is a otherworld gang that has set up residency in the Crossroads. You don't know why they told you to do this, but their reasonings became apparent after you defeated these villains. One of their number, Wraith, that you met at the restaurant earlier, disappeared with some sort of item that he took out of the safe of this auto shop. Paranoia ensued as Blake does not like the fact that he was being monitored at all, which is understandable. But that was the last we saw of Wolfgang Aidendale. He went to Eldridge Hollow to seek refuge among his own people, which they do welcome you with open arms. The next two sessions featured the other three of our party, Gary, Jordan, and Rune, investigating some incredible technology that has taken hold over the Crossroads. Everyday street-level thugs have energy weapons all of a sudden. It was rather alarming. A bank was knocked over, and its poor bank manager lost his job and had to go look at porn at the public library. You guys tracked these weapons down. Did you forget about that, Gary?
Don't ask.
No, Corbinion's face was priceless during that explanation.
No further explanation. It's funnier that way.
The company Archon, one of their head scientists, was helping to traffic these weapons in order to finance a pet project of hers, some sort of artificial intelligence, codenamed God. After you busted her, you fought her in her apartment. She had some sort of mechanized body armor that covered her upper torso at least. But she was still no match to a mighty blow from Rune. She was knocked out, but not before her AI had a chance to escape his confines at the offices and melt almost the entire building. That is where we left off. Hey, Mr. Kapow, what's up, man? It's good to see you. Oh, no, Max wound up in the wrong dimension. Look out. Everyone has been booned. So right. Everyone enjoy those points for use during this session. Thank you, Mr. Kapow.
Yes, thanks for the boons.
But yeah, so that's where we pick up. You had just gotten done talking to Typhoon Traveler on the phone. He went to investigate the Archon Corporation as instructed by you to follow up on the lead, and found that the building had been melted. At least, like, one floor was, like, slumping into the streets and dripping down like acid. Yeah.
If I recall, that was like a really big building, wasn't it?
It was a
Like
big building.
skyscraper almost?
Yeah. It did not. The building didn't fall over or anything. It wasn't, like, structurally compromised.
That's why I was afraid when you
Yeah.
said the building melted. I was like, whoa.
Nah.
You just meant like part of the building. Okay.
I get to doom whoever I want. That's funny.
Oh, wow.
Jet fuel can't spell beams.
Nice.
I'm going to use that to activate one of your things to cause trouble. But yeah.
So wait till one of us is at the grocery store trying to check out and then use it as soon as we try to pay.
Credit card's no good.
Mm-hmm.
Credit card's no good here. I think we'll pick up Wolfgang. You, like, were MIA for about 24 in-game hours. What did Wolfgang Aidendale... Oh. Somebody exploded. Oh, there they are.
Oh.
What did you get into during your hiatus in Eldridge Hollow?
I likely, given that that my quality of the Way of Honor to learn to seek to do also tends to mean that every little great things great might get my attention, but also minor quests can get my attention. So I probably I was bouncing around from one small fetch quest into another for the residents. Like, well, I need this. Well, I need this. Well, I'll help you with this, but I'll get that. It's like, well, of course, and off I go with all the same vigor as the other missions, except that's basically sidelined me helping people out, which may make the people of Sleepy Hollow. Sleepy Hollow? No.
Eldridge Hollow.
Eldritch Hollow. The people of Eldritch Hollow may be a little more inclined, but it's what I do.
You got stuck on that XP grind. I love it. So yeah, we'll pick up on you. You just got done with one of the more mundane of your tasks. You did get to know people in the area. You made some friends. People respect you more now. You're part of this community. But we pick up, you're returning a young girl's cat.
I am being very careful with this creature, as it's probably struggling, as cats are wont to do with an unfamiliar person. Like, no, please. Well, here you go. Your cat is perfectly safe. Ow. All right. They were simply up a tree, and when this decided not to come quite down, so they will be. Hopefully, they won't climb another one.
Thanks, mister. She'll take her cat and she'll, like, skip off with her little pigtails and her little dress.
If that turned out to be another fairy messing with me, I will be quite upset, I mutter.
Oh, Aidendale. You'll hear a woman's voice, which, you know, obviously you didn't get that from me deepening my man voice. But
she's sultry, all right? Don't give her grief. No.
Hey, Aidendale.
Yeah, like murder type.
A sultry female voice from behind. Yeah, so a voice you recognize, Elizabeth, the sheriff, is behind you. Hey, Aidendale.
Greetings. What brings you out on this fine night?
Just wanted to thank you for all the help you've been doing around this place. I can't put out every fire.
Oh, that is the lot of heroes, big and small. If we had a proper adventurers guild, you would have to depend on more than my sword and shield.
You know, she was going to say something different, but this gives her a pause. And she thinks about it for a second. Adventurers Guild, huh? Maybe we should. It is the kind of thing that they would get into.
And plus, it would help organize some of the folk who wish to do well, but are not exactly alchemized to the the Crossroads ways of things.
Yeah.
I have realized that I have adapted more than most.
Yeah, despite your way of speaking and your general mannerisms, you do seem to know your way around pretty well. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
Is there anything that troubles you, good sheriff?
There's always things troubling me. People from the outside world don't understand us. They tend to come in and cause trouble. But, c'est la vie. There's not much we can do about that. We're pretty much as out of the way as we can be out here. But, unfortunately for me, that might not be the case here in about a week. Some of our number heard of something called a Renaissance Fair and thought that it would be a good idea to make money for the community. Seeing as how we're halfway there already, she'll say.
I believe it would be quite an interesting idea. Over the last year, I did have a chance to stumble upon it. I actually thought they were Outworlders as well. That led to many misunderstandings. But I believe that they would benefit from a more authentic experience, even if it isn't Earth history. Their their older days match our greater days.
Hey, Corbinian, what was one of those misunderstandings between you and the people at the Renaissance Festival?
Well, there was this one evil wizard. Well, he presented as, I'm a dark spirit and I speak to the other world. Well, I thought he was a perfectly valid villain, and a sword and shield was drawn. Much screaming ensued, and the police were involved. Thankfully, I am fast afoot, but I scared the poor man. I still feel quite bad about that.
I enjoy it. I enjoy it very much. Yeah, go ahead and gain a point for your roleplay. It's pretty spot on, man. But yeah, she offers you a flyer and says, hey, if you want to help out, we'll be setting up all the way up until the weekend. So
you might want to give me more than a single flyer, though, if you wish me to spread it about town.
She'll look at you like, oh, you're like in. Okay, I should have known. She'll like grab a stack out of like one of those wire bins that is used for distribution and like pass it to you. There you go.
I take it, and for a brief second I try to put it into my little bag, my little item bag, and it's like, yeah, that's not fitting. I just tuck it under one arm.
Better not find those in the dumpster later. She'll like jest.
With the people at Crossroads, it is just as likely to be used as a paper plane or as sanitation paper.
She'll nod questioningly this. Have a good one, Wolfgang, and she'll head on out.
And I'll actually, if it's still light out, or even if it's not particularly late, like it's not actually it's Crossroads, even if it's late, I'll probably go traveling about to trying to find places that can hand out these flyers, because I have a new quest now: hand out the flyers.
Excellent. We will switch focus to Jordan. Jordan, you just got done dealing with Miss Steele, the villainous, the technological villainous extraordinaire. And this robot's missing. You might not necessarily know too much about it, but you did more or less solve the issue of the weapons for now. What do you do after your quest completion?
The last note that I have says that we went to a bar for a long rest, so I do want to keep that. But I think that I'm definitely concerned about the missing robot situation. And I think I kind of reach out to my clients, and I don't ask them if they've heard about a missing robot, but I ask them if they've heard about anything else weird happening in town recently.
Interesting. Let's go ahead and make that a willpower check here. Your force of personality, willpower in this game is also charisma. To see if that bears fruit.
Are those rolls going through? Is that working?
I think so.
Yep.
Is that an 8?
Yeah.
That's pretty damn good. Yeah. Alrighty. So you hear from some of your clients like, yeah, my father, he keeps coming from beyond the grave, and like, you know, he moves my papers at night and like makes me miss tax filing day, stuff like that. But you also get some genuinely strange things. The things of note, there are creatures in the sewers. It's pretty vague, but you know, sometimes you hear like goblin or, you know, demon or sprite, but you definitely hear your clientele speak kind of like that. So they definitely put that kind of supernatural tinge on it, no matter what it is. They come up at night and they wreak havoc in the farmers market area. They go around, they smash fruit stands, that kind of thing. But people are worried that they're like ramping up to something. But the more important thing, that is one bit of news that you can do with what you will. But the other thing is there have been melted objects. And that's more of what you're listening to, for towards like the fabrication part of town. There's been a car that was just like the entire top of it was just like melted down to its axles.
I think after I've reached out to my clients and heard back from them, I think that I reach out to Traveler and tell him that we have Chud that we should probably be worried about. But more importantly, I probably found the robot.
Oh, Chud.
Once she lets me know sort of what part of town, there'll be a page that cuts to Traveler, and there are 6 travelers sitting in like a transit office. They're each different, drinking cups of coffee. One of them's like paddling around out in the hallway, but they're watching all the monitors and they're trying to play back and see when something might have come through and where it might be headed. And that's, I'll let Madame Bonet know to meet me there, and I'm going over footage. And I'll call Blake as well and let Blake know. I'm going over footage and we're going to see if we can track this thing.
So you're looking at footage in a transit office to try to see if you can find out what happened to the AI.
Yes, so the car is melted, and so from that point I'm going to try to see if I can figure out where it went. Because once we have the car is melted, then I can hopefully figure out some cross intersections to... That's my hope, anyways. If I can investigate that line of reasoning, that's what I'd like to try to do.
Excellent. Okay. I think that could work. So, yeah, I'm okay with this. So, you're looking for what happened to this device, or to this car. You rewind. It's as simple as that. You go back a little bit. Eventually, you see the car is reformed, and you stop. You're like, huh. You hit play. It's the middle of the night, last night, and you see something kind of... It's not very well lit over here, but you see a humanoid figure like move towards the car. It lays its hand on top, and like... It doesn't look the way you were expecting. It doesn't like it's not like acid burning something. The top of the car just starts to crumple up and sort of dissolve its bonds from the rest of the car, and it forms into like a little ball. And it's like really shiny, this ball, which is weird. It like almost looks like he like chromed it. I don't know, but he like stores it in a bag he seems to have acquired, and continues on his way. Jordan's making a face.
I will put that on my flash drive.
It's the only part of the story that bothers me, by the way. The fact that the robot has a bag. The rest of it I buy into completely.
Yeah, he has a bag of stuff, you notice.
It's a bag from Whole Foods. It's reusable, so it's good for the environment. So I've seen what happened. I'd like to copy that footage, put it on the flash drive so I can share that with the team. Also, I'd like to see if there are other cameras nearby, if I can see last known direction of travel on this thing. Like, have I seen it 3 blocks up the road, or does it just sort of vanish after this point?
Yeah. So the car happened in sort of the industrial part of town. You see him round a corner, and then you don't see him on camera again.
Okay.
So you have like the last seen general area kind of thing.
That'll have to work. I will meet everybody outside, out front of this here office, unless anybody else wants to go punch transit buttons, and present you guys with the information. Here's what we've got. Here's where it's at.
Yeah, rude.
Did you want to know what I was doing?
Yeah. What were you doing last night? I figured you were gonna say when like he was calling you. My bad. What were you doing since then?
Well, last I had heard, we had all gone to that bar that Blake knew, where they would let me in, where they could all get a drink and not be bothered by people. And of course, I'd have non-alcoholic drinks because I'm not 21 yet. But you know, when we got the news about the robot escaping, and we all resolved at the bar together that we were going to investigate that the next day or however we would. What I was going to do was actually basically go walk the streets in that area and just kind of like do some like light busking and talk to the people in the area and see if I could get any stories from them, if anybody had seen anything on the street the night before, people who had happened to witness the robot's escape, what they saw, where it may have gone, and any information that might come to me that way. Plus, just give myself the opportunity for my weirdness magnet to rear its ugly head.
That's fair. Go ahead and give me a willpower roll for your busking.
Okay. Willpower. I got an 11.
It's not bad. Damn, you have an 8 willpower? That's crazy.
My only high stat.
That's a good stat. So yeah, you're busking around the area. It is. So when you say the area, do you mean the area around the office?
Yeah, I know. It's not where people would normally busk. That's why it's going to look pretty unusual.
Yeah.
It's like a business area of town,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I might even have to like deal with cops chasing me off. I don't know. But
yeah, some people give you dirty looks. You have to relocate once due to security guards be like, "Hey, get out of here." But some people, you know, stop and listen. You might be able to drum up a conversation with somebody. What you're looking for information on the robot?
Anybody who might have seen anything or heard anything.
Yeah, we'll say a delivery driver.
It's not one of the delivery drivers that I know. One of Casualty's clones.
No, a delivery driver will show up, listen to you like, "Man, I dig your jams."
Oh, thanks, dude.
He's an Asian guy with like a little goatee. He's young. He's wearing a Hawaiian shirt and like a hat with the letter M on it.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I'm Max.
Nice to meet you, Max.
Nice to meet
you.
you,
Play anything?
man. Xbox, Nintendo Switch, GameCube.
I meant more like an instrument, but that's cool too.
Life is kind of like my instrument, man. He's wearing fingerless gloves.
Do you mean life is like your instrument? If you don't play it, it'll play you?
Whoa. That's like profounded junk, bro.
I just keep playing. I keep shredding. I do like a solo.
He'll like flick a coin in your box. Like, stay chill, bro. Crazy stuff's going on around here.
I'll lean over and segue to something softer and say, "What kind of crazy stuff are you talking about?"
So from here you can see like the melted floor of the building. He's like, building's just spontaneously like melting, man. It's crazy.
Right? Did you see it or hear anything about it?
I mean, I didn't see it happen, but I was in the area, man. I don't know if there was some kind of parade in town or what, but I saw this like automaton guy, right?
Oh.
And he like totally knocked my pizza out of my hand.
Did you see where he went after that?
Hopefully to get bent, but he went that way. He'll point towards the general direction of like where Gary and them are investigating right now, towards the, what do you call it? I've said it like 4 times. The manufacturing part of town. There you go. The fabrication center.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
he headed over there towards those factories, man.
Sweet. And then my phone rang. Oh, sorry, I got to take this. No. Take the call from.
No problem, bro. He'll get in his Toyota Corolla and drive off.
Sure. All right, and at that point, I'll wrap up my busking and go meet everybody, of course.
For those of you who don't know, that was Max from our Threefold game, played by Mr. Kapow. I hope I did a good impression. I don't think he heard it, but
yeah, it was pretty
he's
good.
supposed to come across
Impression.
like what's his name? Chong. If he comes across like Tommy Chong, you did it right.
he does a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you get a phone call from Mr. Gary.
Yeah, that's right. There's only one person who I haven't called yet, and that's Corbinion's character, Aidendale. I was hoping that we might just run into him.
That's fine. I was expecting that.
Yeah, you know how he is. He may just be posting a flyer on this street corner on this lamppost.
I'll actually say you are handing out flyers and you see Rune busking.
Yeah, that's good timing.
See Blake.
Yeah, Blake.
Yep. Hello and well met. I wave one of my flyers.
I'll be finishing up my set and breaking down my equipment, like I said, and I'll turn up. Oh, hi, man in strange garb.
How is the music faring with your public performances? I don't see the grand crowds that you drew before.
Well, I'm not exactly in the best location for it, but I'm doing all right.
But you're in the center of mercantile power.
I'll wander closer to him so I can speak quieter, and I'll tell him in a stage whisper, well, I wasn't really here trying to make money anyway. I was trying to find out about some point at that melted building, trying to find out more about what happened there last night. It turns out some robot escaped, and we got to track it down, or it could be extraordinarily dangerous. Like, we don't know that it's dangerous, but we've got a pretty good guess that it could be extremely dangerous. So, we need to make sure everything's going to be okay with that. You're not incredibly busy right now, are you?
I jam one of the flyers towards someone who's passing by. Oh, here you go. Not terribly, no.
Good looking out, brah.
Why, thank you.
Would you come along with us? I mean, just remember, I'm not Duskwing.
You're not what? Oh yes, no.
I finish lugging my gear into my back and I start hiking to my van, so I can stow it all.
Yeah, absolutely.
By the way, hand you a flyer.
Oh, thank you. What's on the flyer? Tell me what's on the flyer.
Why, it's the Eldritch section of the Renaissance Fair. We're providing a new outworld authenticity to the local Ren Fair to add a bit more color and flair, but still from that The gentle hills of the Dales.
I can see no way that anything goes wrong with this. But yeah, I'll toss it into my van as well and offer you a ride. Come on,
Why,
we're all
thank
going to go climb in.
Now, if you just learned to play a lute, you could probably fit it in the Ren Fair. Mumble, mumble.
I can sort of play a lute. I mean, it's not exactly like a guitar, but I can play one. I'm just not great at it.
I don't know, you have the play of the bard about you.
So you guys all seem to be on the same page at this point. And you wind up meeting near a melted car in the industrial area.
Let me take a wild guess, and we're hunting down the melter or some other nonsense.
Oh, I guess I didn't fill you in. Think he calls himself God.
I think
I beg your pardon?
I think that was the code name for the project. We don't actually know what he calls himself.
That's true. He
That's
could call
fair.
himself the Melter. That's a good point, Blake. He is
Called himself
codename
Jesus.
Project Codename God for now. Let's just go with God for now and see what happens. And that's going to be a lowercase g.
That's a funny thing to tell somebody. Go with God for now.
I was going to say, why not RN Jesus?
We can't beat that. That's just not doable. Just telling you.
If we name him RN Jesus, we're signing our own defeat warrant.
But yeah, so you guys are next to this melted hoopty. No one seems to have come to claim it. It's not been towed. It looks like it might have been abandoned.
What kind of car was it? If I like color, make, model,
It was like a brown sedan.
Okay. So an Oldsmobile Buick.
Nobody wanted it anyways.
I'm sure the guy who owned it wanted it.
Examining the car, does it look like the melting was due to an incredible amount of heat, or did it look like it was corroded, like acidically or something like that? Or is it more magical?
Yeah.
Either give me an awareness or a smarty boy check.
I'd like to bend some intellect and technology specialty if possible.
Ooh, yeah. That technology
Hey,
knowledge.
Smarty.
What's that, Jordan?
I said I don't see Smarty Boy on my character sheet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So
I was just going to say,
+1.
wait, Corbinian's got technology now? He can use his own phone?
Well, that's the funny thing. My character has specialty technology. He actually understands how cell phones works. He just can't articulate it very well.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I understand how this
It
works.
explains
We'll
why
talk
you've been
about it.
able to adapt so well. I like it. But yeah. Oh, you made the roll. I see.
Yeah, total 11, because the specialty gives +1.
Okay. Wow. No, that's not bad. So, you are looking definitely not hot. It definitely wasn't caused by any sort of like melting. You notice that there's no residue. There's no singeing. There's no ash. There's no carbon anywhere. That would be indicative of heating or melting. What was your other question?
If it was an acid, basically.
Acid.
It was corroded.
There's no smell.
Biochemical.
It's not sticky. It's very clean. Everything, like, it is kind of, it's not even or anything. It looks melted, but it's not, which is really weird. It's like
I'm going to go out on a
somebody,
limb and say that this was something like superpowered melting, like it just breaks down its molecular shape. Or form
it
or
does
whatever,
seem
weakens.
like the bonds that held it were just removed.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
It almost
I don't
seems like
understand
it
any of this.
collapsed more than
there's
melted.
no chemical there.
Yeah, it does almost seem like it collapsed. But there's like nothing here. It's really weird. And you saw it happen, and that's not what it looked like happened. You know what I mean? Like it's definitely weird. It's troubling to not know. You know, you guys were like, hey, this guy's got acid hands. I understand acid hands. This guy does not have acid hands.
I'm going to turn and look at all three of you. I don't quite know how your magic works or to what extent your powers work. Is there a way you can track the metal that was taken from this that that chrome ball he had. Is there a way to locate that object?
I'm going to turn to Madame Leota and say, well, you're psychic, right? Can't you track things psychically?
Like move stuff with my brain and like make myself heavy. I can't find metal.
I've been making myself heavy for 33 years.
I was going to say, anyone can make themselves heavy. You just have to go to Taco Bell.
Hashtag not sponsored by Taco Bell.
Yet.
Yeah.
Dong!
Cue the Wayne's World montage of the everybody holding up things that they're sponsoring.
Reebok.
That was funny.
I love how yours blurred out.
Well, not only that, but it's also like completely smudged out.
That's great.
We now know who was sponsoring us. No.
Speaking of sponsoring, I forgot to mention, we do have a giveaway today. We're giving away Icons Assembled Edition. So if you want to play this with your friends, hit hashtag Icons in the chat. We'll draw our winner at the end of the show. And thank you for watching.
So we're officially sponsored by Steve Kenson. Thank you, Steve Kenson.
And I don't know if we can say that legally, but yeah. Thank you, Steve Kenson. But yes, it does seem like this piece of the car was just like removed from existence almost.
Well, it does. It must be some sort. I would presume it must be some sort of power that is specific to this. Like I was trying to puzzle if it was something to do with like a heat ray or a torch or one of those things, but it seems to be a very specific removing of something. Doesn't your organization of Sentinels have some sort of registry or log of the various powers that are wielded in your Crossroads?
They don't. They have access to a very big magnet.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think the only thing we can be sure of is that whatever this thing it's doing is probably technological in origin and probably powered by those power cells that company specialized in making that they hadn't released to the public yet.
That's not a bad thought, Blake. Maybe he'll
it's
go
made by
for the
the company.
weapons.
Right. This is just her pet project utilizing her company's technology illegally. I mean, she admitted that to us.
Oh, so it's
That's
a
the one
device.
thing she told us was that it was her pet project.
So it's a device that breaks down the molecular bonds to cause a melting effect?
And it's all under control of some artificially intelligent robot or android or gynoid or, not to decide what her form is ahead of time or his form. But, something.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What?
Artificial being.
What was your theory about the magnets, Jordan?
Well, if it's sucking the metal out of something, then we just get a really big magnet, and then we find the metal.
Oh, like you walk around with like a cartoonish magnet.
Yeah, but aren't there metals that are non-magnetic?
That's funny. Yeah, non-ferrous metals. Yes, correct.
Thank you. But iron, which is what cars are mostly made of, are definitely ferrous. So yeah, it might work.
Yes, they are definitely ferrous. Corbin, so you got a pretty good roll. You're investigating a little more. You'll notice that around the edges of this thing, there are spots where this is a different kind of metal than the rest of the car.
So some sort of, well, not so much residue, but a metal that's left there.
Yeah. But it's seamless. As in, without seams.
What if we removed some of this metal that's left behind here and subject it to a battery of tests to determine what type of metal it is, which can help us track exactly what caused this effect?
I don't know who here among us would be able to subject anything to any sort of battery of tests, but I'm willing to attempt to use my raw magic to either determine what it is or find more of it.
Ooh. sorcery is a lot faster than alchemy, and alchemy requires far more smellier things.
And I'm not trained in alchemy, I'm not trained in magic either, but at least I can use magic.
I will step away from the car and give you room because your magic may do something weird.
Anybody else? Ideas?
No, the only thing I had was steal that van full of guns and batteries and park it over here and see if that creature comes for the power source. But I like your idea, too.
Do we even have access to that van full of guns and power cores?
We know where
Oh.
they park.
I see.
Cars.
What was that, Jordan?
You know, I said, what's up with you all stealing cars, traveler?
Look,
I think-
if stealing a car can be a plan, it will be a plan. And I think that's fair. At least one of us is consistently, coming up with a plan. Whether or not that plan is always stealing a car remains to be seen.
Madame Leota, I know your powers are actually broad and vast. Is there anything you can think of that you could do with your powers to help us here as well?
Like summon a car.
Like summon a car. Bring the robot
You see
out of hiding.
In this frame, Traveler is just leaning against the wall like, what if she summons a car? Like, that's all he's got right now.
I think the best thing that we can do is test the metal that was left behind. The best lead we got.
All right.
Because it
then
is the one thing that stands out to me that's strange.
Fair enough then. All right, what I'd like to try to do then, Jahan,
Mm.
is manipulate my magical powers to try to cast a spell. I'm not sure what power in the book would be appropriate. If you want to take a glance in the book and tell
What are
me
you
what
trying
power
to
I'm trying
do?
to emulate.
Yeah.
But what I guess I'm trying to do is figure out what it is, like some sort of ability that would allow me to just know and understand what this metal is.
Almost an identify.
Yeah, some sort of identification spell, like a power that would give me that. I don't have the book open right now, so you can do whatever you like with that.
Post-cognition. There's one thing, like super senses could be one potentially. Like maybe being able to sense what kind of metal it is could be your super sense.
What about like the precognition or postcognition?
I was looking at that too. Post-cognition is promising. They don't have like a big brain power, like a super super thinking kind of thing.
Well,
could
my character would definitely not have it.
what you could do if you want to be smart, like if you want to make your character like suddenly very smart, you could do enhance ability and like just make your brain real strong. And
See, what I'm worried of is that would go incredibly horrifically awry.
It could, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Actually,
well,
I
I'll tell you what. For the lulz, I will give it a shot. I'm going to use my magic.
There's also
to try to-
detection.
Oh, I'm sorry?
There's also detection.
Oh, detection sounds good. What's that do?
It lets you, you get to detect whatever you choose at, like, creation. So since you're making it, you could, like, detect what kind of metal stuff is.
Okay.
I would allow
So I
that.
would choose what rank of power I want and then make a roll against my magic to hit that value. Okay. I figure rank 6 is probably more than enough to succeed.
Let's see. You can...
At a
so,
visual range with awareness equal to your detection level.
Yeah.
Oh, so the higher the detection level, the higher the range I'd be able to
Yes.
detect it at? Okay, so what range would I need to see the entire district of the factory area?
That's a thought.
I have to go to the benchmark page, which is on page 13.
L13.
And I'll let you know.
I see your thought. Detect this metal. It's like, well, where's this metal in relation? Is there more of this metal elsewhere?
Right.
Yeah.
I bet it's
follow.
a 5. I would guess a 5, because that's what my teleport is for a few city blocks.
Sounds about
Yes.
right.
So a few miles is a 6, 10 to 20 blocks is a 5, several blocks is a 4, 1 block
Okay, I'm
is
going to
a
go for
3.
6.
You're going to go for 6.
I'm going to attempt to get it with a 6. So that means you get to roll a d6 and add a 6 to it, and I roll my magic control, which is going to be willpower plus my die.
You got 10?
Yeah, you can tell me what I got.
Modern success.
Yes. Okay.
Nice.
All right. So I stand in the street and I take an entire page of time. Hopefully, you guys are kind of like screening me from passersby, and who don't get a good look at me. But I concentrate, and a aura begins to glow out from around me, and finally recoalesce back into me as I complete my spell casting, and I can detect the metal now. What do I learn anything about it, or am I just able to find more of it?
So the first thing you'll notice is its absence. It's not, you're in the industrial area. You would expect to sense a lot of whatever this is. You don't. You don't sense like anything. It's not in any electronics nearby. It's not in like machines. But you do sense it in fragments on this car, and you do sense an amount somewhere. It's just weird. You were expecting it to kind of be everywhere,
Okay. So it's a rare metal of some sort. I'm going to actually just say that out loud. Whatever this is, it's very rare because it's not everywhere. But there is an amount elsewhere, and I believe we can head that direction and try to find it. Everybody want to pile in my van?
Go for it.
Yeah, we sure do.
Okay, I'd like to try to concentrate and drive in the direction of where I can find more of this metal while I maintain concentration on the spell. And I believe the duration of it should be for one scene. So whenever you decide
Yeah.
the scene is over, the spell ends.
Yeah. So you guys will be driving around, making some turns. It does seem to be stationary, and it seems to be as these things usually are, in an abandoned factory.
Oh, okay. I will park across the street at the one that I think I find it at.
As you are here, so this was the only place you could really sense. What's your power level again? 6?
Yeah, I took it at rank 6.
A few miles.
Like the power that I just acquired with my magic.
Yeah. While you were moving towards this amount of metal, you begin to sense more of it. So you were out of range of some at one point. You do travel a bit, so it's hard to tell exactly where. But when you get to this warehouse, you notice that there is an amount straight up.
Did anything up?
You see nothing up there, but you definitely sense it. Like you're positive. Like it's a lot more than what's in this warehouse.
What time of day is it?
It is midday.
Okay.
At this point,
I'm going to park the van and say we're here. It appears to be in that factory across the street, as well as above us, a lot more, but I don't see anything where it could be hiding, so I don't know what's going on. But there's definitely more of
Do you know how high up by chance?
I don't know. I don't think the detect gives me that much detail over the distance.
It's
Just whether or not it's in the
definitely
area.
like at least a mile.
Oh,
At least what?
A mile.
Okay, so it's way up there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if I can find a place where I can transform without being spotted, then I can fly up there and investigate it.
Yeah.
May not be wise to do that alone, but
Because that sounds like it's probably not an aeroplane. It's probably some sort of zeppelin or other flotation
Well, if there's a
machination.
Zeppelin hiding up in the clouds, that'll be the most rad thing ever, dude.
It would be pretty cool, huh?
Says the performer with this on his van, and I tapped the side.
What? Dragons are a classic.
I look at it wary. If you say so.
But yes, you guys are at this warehouse. What's
the foot traffic like out here?
It's very minimal. You do see like a van moving through every now and again. You see trucks delivering stuff. But it's not this isn't a high traffic area right here.
Is everybody else in their costume, or what are we looking at? I mean, I know that
It's a good question.
Traveler doesn't basically wear costumes, and I believe Madame Leota's costume is her street clothes, which is a Stevie Nicks sort of attire. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, I just dress like a witch
So
every day.
So she's always in costume. And I'm pretty sure we can always decide that Wolfgang Aidendale is always in costume. So I'm the only one.
Or never in costume, right?
No, this is just regular adventurer clothes. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and go into the back of the van and make sure everybody gives me a little space, and I'm going to transform into my heroic form, and then I'm going to ask people keep a lookout on the street and let me know when it's safe to get out with nobody watching.
When he says that, two travelers will poof poof pop up. Both of them are wearing like yellow safety construction vests, and they'll go out in the street and just start flagging traffic down a side road.
Basically, you're clearing this road.
Correct, yeah. And that'll also be to make sure that there's no fallout from whatever we're going to get ourselves into. If anything comes crashing out of the sky, we'll go ahead and clear everybody out of this area now.
Man, that's a great idea. I think you should get a determination point for that. I really do. I nominate you for determination for that. That's very good.
You have a determination point, Gary.
Thanks. When I was designing this character, I was thinking, what the hell can a teleporting duplicator do? And the thing that popped into my mind was, get everybody out of there. Like, you could clear a whole flaming building full of people so fast. And so I really thought that damage control would be a cool super use. So thank you, Rune. I appreciate it.
Sure. No, I think that's a wonderful idea. Okay, then in that case, I will climb out of the back of my van. And, okay, I guess we're on the scene now.
Yeah, so in front of you there is a mostly abandoned factory. It doesn't look decrepit or like it's, it looks kind of run down, but it looks like also you could probably lease it to somebody relatively soon. Like maybe the previous tenants were just kind of not the best tenants. But it's not like, collapsed or anything. And then, yeah, there's something above you that no one can see, supposedly.
Would anybody like to come along with me while I fly up and investigate what I can sense up there?
I look at Madame Leota, all three of me. Like, we don't fly very well.
I will certainly assist with the reconnaissance of whatever drifts above us.
Hell yes.
I think there's probably room for two if they're uncomfortable. Room for
I'll
one
go.
easy. Okay.
Everybody
Well, y'all
piles on
both
top
climb
of
on my
Rune,
back.
except on top of Duskwing, except for Gary. Wow. That's my panther noise. But yeah,
I'll spread my wings and fluff them up a little bit. And y'all feel his iron bands of muscle underneath his, thin coat of black fur ripple as he stretches and gets ready. And then he, crouches onto the ground and lifts, pounces up into the air. And those powerful wings begin beating. And he doesn't attain maximum warp because he'd basically just blow you both right off his back if he did. But he goes pretty damn fast. He flies up to get he'll probably get, make a mile within, 30 seconds or less.
yeah, absolutely. So you guys climb and climb and climb. You do get to the point where I will note, I'm not going to make anything come of it yet, but oxygen becomes a bit of an issue at this height. You guys are okay for now. But
so we're 2 miles up at some point.
You are oxygen's thinning. You break the clouds, and you do see something up there. Indeed, there is a small. It's not the biggest thing in the world. It's about. God, I'm so bad with sizes. It's like 2 18-wheelers long and wide. It's like a big old platform flying in the sky.
So can we say it's an extraordinarily low orbit geosynchronous satellite, basically?
Pretty much. That's pretty much what it is. It's an in-atmosphere satellite, yeah.
Does it appear to be propelling itself upward somehow through propellers or through jets?
It's doing it somehow. You're not sure how. You do not see jets. You do hear a wah 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 kind of noise. You hear that Flash Gordon That Flash Gordon noise.
Okay.
Yeah, my intellect's not enough for a stunt on that.
I was just going to go ahead and remind you that I do have life support, so I don't actually know that we're running out of air. They have to let me know.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll be smacking you on the back if I start running out of air.
Okay.
Well, I'll ask. 'Cause there's no harm in asking. Is there a chance I could possibly get an intellect roll and possibly puzzle out how this thing theoretically might be keeping up in the air?
Yeah. Anything's possible.
Yeah, I want to do the same thing, please.
Yeah. I'll roll the white dice for Jordan, and I roll the green dice.
Sorry, I got lagged there. What did you say you were doing? I apologize.
They're doing smarty pants rolls.
Oh, okay, yeah. My character's got a 2 intelligence, so I'm not doing any of that.
Wolfgang, we would have let you know at some point, you just weren't here for the sessions, that we found these kind of like universal batteries that work for anything from like your phone to a weapon to a vehicle to a house. Okay. And so it was the same people developing these batteries that she developed this god android.
That is true, and I am totally fine with you would have told them. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. So it might be, you might deduce that it would be powered by these new mysterious power sources the company makes.
Okay, that helps. That's connecting dots for me now. Okay, that tells me how it's powered.
Did you do your intelligence roll, Corbinian?
No, I'm trying to think of. I'll ask. I'm thinking of spending my determination toward one of my qualities, and we'll see if it applies. Does my quality, I come from beyond the shadow, help here?
Is this like a magic or something? No, it would not help here.
Okay, so I can't spend it for that. Then.
It does answer some questions. Yeah, what's up?
Does my current detect metal power allow me to determine how much of this metal is in this little station?
So at this point, I will say, I'll give you this one last bit, but this is going to be the start of the new scene.
Change, right.
There's a lot.
Okay, a lot, like a shit ton.
There's a good amount, and it's all in the middle of it.
Okay, I will pass that on to everybody who's currently here with me.
Okay, well that explains what the middle is.
Jordan, was that your roll of a 6 earlier?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was.
So, Jesus, Wolfgang.
I got super lucky.
So, Wolfgang, you get a massive success. So you're definitely going to find some stuff out here. Jordan, you do understand some of it. You definitely understand that shouldn't be here. And you can definitely tell that there's not a traditional propulsion system. You do see that central to this unit seems to be, there's a dome underneath, and there's a big pylon going through the middle, and that seems to be what's holding it up. You do understand that. And then with Rune's information that the metal's in there, you could draw some lines. And then Corbinian. So you understand that what it is doing is preposterous. It's straight up anti-grav technology, which does not exist. No one's ever done it before. This is the first. Yeah, it exists now. That's anti-gravity that you are beholding. And it breaks all the laws of physics that you've come to know them.
This is beyond theoretical. It is a anti-gravity hover craft of some variety. The sort of thing that I would lodge firmly within magic, but it does not have the telltale signs of the spark and flare of such sorcerer's power. This is technological. By what means, I am not entirely aware, other than this power that you all informed me of. It is powered. It must be powered by something like that to keep something that big afloat.
Since you know what to look for, you can see on the central power that there is something similar to what has been shown to you.
That's the part thing right about there, I think.
As I'm circling around the thing, I'm going to say, that's great. Do you see an entrance or a place to knock?
So it is actually open air. So it's a platform, and then it has this thing running through it, and then like you can just straight up land on it if you wanted to.
I'll fly nearer and say, do y'all want me to land on it? Or should we just take pictures with our phones and then come downstairs and check out the factory?
I mean, how much oxygen do we have is the question.
You're starting to get a little lightheaded.
You may not be feeling this, but Duskwing, but we are starting to come under the effects of hypoxia. I don't believe either of us. Well, correct me if I wave at Madame Bonet. Like, I believe that the both of us are suffering, having a hard time getting air. So
well, then we're definitely not staying up here. Get your pictures now.
I take out a phone and start taking. I try taking a picture, accidentally take a video, and then I shrug. Oh, whatever, that's good enough.
Give me a technology check real quick. I wouldn't make Madame Bonet do it, but we're gonna make you do it.
Technology and
coordination.
Coordination. I was trying to think of a way to say that it wasn't that, but it is. Alright, cool. 4.
Perfect.
Everything's fine. You did a good job. So, am I correct in assuming you guys land?
Yeah, I bring them back down when I realize that they're having trouble breathing and they're getting cold from the altitude. I'm like, oh, well, I guess we're up over some mountaintops at this point. That's not good for them. And I'll bring them down, but I'm also smart enough. I mean, I'm not a complete idiot, right? To bring them down slow enough that they don't have any problems with the descent.
You have the suds or whatever it's called.
Like, I don't blow their ears out from the altitude changes.
Yeah. What?
You guys land without issue. I'm not going to make that the issue. You're not doing it under duress, so I'm okay with it. But yeah, Madame Monet, Wolfgang, and Duskwing rejoin Traveler on the ground.
I very slowly climb off and just lean against the wall and sit down and just take long, deep breaths. Because we're in oxygen again.
I think I just lay down on the ground and start, the same thing, just catching my breath.
I'll turn towards one of the travelers and go, Traveler, you're not going to believe what we found up there. And while I do, my wingtips will stretch out and begin quickly fanning the both of them together. I'm fanning them my wingtips.
Yeah, we climbed up on top of the crane. We climbed up on top of the warehouse. We still can't see what's up there. How is it?
It's over the mountaintop. It's really high up. We took some video.
There's a big thing up there, like a thing, like a thing, like a big thing.
It's okay. Wolfgang took a video.
Real whatchamacallit.
Here, it's on the phone.
It's a total thingamabob, a whatchamacallit.
So for a split second, you see like some kind of piece of metal, and then all you see is Corbinian's thumb, or Wolfgang's thumb, just in front of the camera the whole time.
Can anybody remind me about how long an actual semi-truck is?
I used to know.
18 wheels long.
32 feet or 36 feet?
Okay. So it's like 70 feet long. Like, it's big.
It's like 72 by 72. Yeah, it's pretty big.
Yeah.
A weird aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
Things, I'll point out a couple things that, guys probably noticed. Sometimes it's just hard when, you can't actually see it. But they're noticeable lack of weapons. It seemed to be just a floating platform for some reason. You didn't see, it wasn't manned by anything. The robot wasn't up there.
We didn't see any cameras on it either.
Didn't see any cameras, no surveillance, nothing.
Well, it's something that, whatever that is, power kept aloft by some anti-gravity technology I did not think was possible beyond your comic books and sci-fi novels. It's up there, and someone put a lot of effort and technology to make sure that metal stayed up there.
Duskwing, could I trouble you to bring it down here for us?
The platform?
The whole thing? I can try, sure. One of you guys didn't figure out like how it's floating up there, did you?
It's well, it's
The answer to that question is, They know how,
simply-
but they don't know how.
it's simply there. If it's under gravity, then it's simply countering the pull of the Earth. So you may
try.
be able to just push it down as long as because it's not propelling. It's just simply there.
Well, I mean, I really don't know my limits, but I will certainly try if you want me to.
Hey, if we can't breathe up there, the next best thing's to bring it down here.
Okay.
It's related to that robot in some way.
I would like to point out, none of you knows what happens if that thing blows up. But
I mean,
Well, we do have a
do
clear
that.
street to put it on right here.
Mm-hmm. And an empty warehouse to crash it into if you need to.
it's fair. What are you saying,
Well,
George?
There's always feel things, vehicles of type. So this is in line with his
He's
character.
in line with Traveler. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
then,
go ahead.
Yeah. This will be a real test of my character's might then. He will fly up, but this time like at actual jet speeds. So he rockets up there at like full rank 7 flight. Just so he sorry to blow out anyone's ears with that, but he gets up in the sky and slows down only as he arrives at it. He'll come down from above it and sort of land on top of it in the center, and then begin pushing down with all his power.
Ooh,
He,
interesting.
9 strength.
Go
It's just
ahead.
floating there. You might be able to just shove it.
Go
the
ahead
rest of
and
the
roll
way.
a strength check here.
Okay. Would anything else apply to that? I don't really have a skill that would apply, so I can't think of anything. But
No.
okay
It's
then.
gonna be straight. You're trying to outstrength this thing. This thing is outstrengthening Earth.
All right. Well, I don't have.
Let me see.
Well, I guess it'd be just an alternate form roll, so that's going to be 9 plus a d6. Let me just roll a flat d6,
Yeah.
and so I got a 10. That's a terrible roll, but what are you going to do?
I got much higher. So, yeah, I gave it a level based on its benchmark of weight that it's displacing to
You know what?
equate its strength.
Someone booned me, so I'm going to actually use that boon.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to use my boon instead to re-roll that, if that's all right. And
That's all right.
yeah, I'll burn the determination for it. Seems like a good time. Oh my god!
Oh no. So this thing's you've never felt a force like this. It's inexorable. It is irresistible. This thing is up here because it is empirically up here. It feels like you are fighting against a force of nature.
A question.
Yeah.
When I had come up here before, right before the spell had dropped off, did I detect which parts of it were that metal
Yes.
when I got here?
It's all
I
in the
know
middle.
That central pole thing. That you're
Yeah.
talking about.
It's in there.
Okay, then what I'd like to do instead is actually try to wrench the thing off of the metal pole. Like, I'm reasoning if the metal central pole is the anti-gravity part, if I yank it off of that, then it would just be a big weight that I could carry.
Yes.
So I'm going to attempt to do that.
Okay.
I guess that would... I guess that'd sort of be an attack. I don't know. How
Yes.
You're attacking an object.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking. So I'm going to grade this off of the benchmarks. I'm going to call this steel.
Okay.
I will-
I have, again, a 9. So...
That
Oh!
is
Maximum
Much
roll.
better roll.
What'd you get all together?
That's a 15.
Okay. Let's see. That is not as good on my end. You have a 15. That's a massive success. So you smash open this casing. So it's a steel sheath. It kind of gets tighter as it goes up a little bit. You can see inside of it now. You see all these strange metal. They're in the form of rods. They're all kind of going like this in sequence, like do 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 do, and they're falling and they're rising like iron rain in like a museum kind of thing.
Okay.
and they're going around this like central core. Whatever that thing is, you can tell that the power source that came from Archon is plugged into it.
Got it. As I wrenched it free, does the whole station begin to fall?
No,
from the
so
sky at that
you
point?
shattered it open. You can see inside. Now you essentially what I'm doing is I'm giving you the option. Like right now, all you have to do is say that you turn it off because you can see it's good.
So I'm looking at the thing, and my character's an idiot, but he does know how to unplug a power supply, or plug in an amp or unplug an amp, that sort of thing. So I'm looking for an obvious way to unplug the power.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a power source attached to it. It's one of those weird ones. It's one of those ones from Archon. Like I said, it's...
Remember, those guys in that lab showed it to me.
They did show it to you.
Know how they plug into the power supply.
You do know how it plugs in. Yeah.
I will reach over there and manipulate it with my funny paws and try to pull it apart without breaking it.
It starts to descend.
Okay, as it begins to descend, I'm going to fly outside of it where I can get my wings out and grab it and hold it.
As you attempt to do this,
with raw might and with my raw might, my ability to lift weight.
Wait, am I timing that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So as you fly out to do this, that is where we take our break. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. We'll be back after this brief potty break. But don't go anywhere. And also, we have a giveaway. Hit that hashtag icons in the chat for your chance to win a copy of Icons Assembled Edition from Steve Kenson. Don't forget to subscribe to Steve Kenson's Patreon and get all that steaming hot Icons content. And check out Icons Annual #1, which is, I've gotten to look at. It's really cool. So check it out.
Fresh out the box.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Fresh Out the Box Place Icons from Steve Kenson. Don't forget to hit hashtag icons in the chat for your chance to win your very own copy. I am the Game Master, Johanan.
I am the co-host, Casualty CDG. You can find me at Casualty CDG. I'm a retired child crimes and human trafficking detective turned tabletop titan and improv comedian. And I'll be reprising my role as Ryan Richards, Traveler, a teleporting duplicator.
I'm AD Swinger, also known as Corbinian. I'm a tabletop role-playing game and variety video game Twitch streamer who can be found at ElectricMetCHSR, also on Twitter and on Twitch under Corbinian. But today, for now, until I get killed off at some point, I am playing as Wolfgang Aidendale, the hero from Beyond the Shadows.
Hi, I'm Jordan. You can find me at @Lambertra. I am a tabletop streamer. When I'm not here, I run games on Q Times on Tuesday night, or I'm a player at Exquisite Corpse on Saturdays. And this evening, I am Madame Leota Bonet, a fortune teller turned superhero.
And I am Rune, and you can't find me on the net very easily, which is just how I like it. In any event, tonight I will be portraying Blake Darcel, the young hero who can transform into the dangerous Duskwing. And can't wait to jump back into this amazing game with all these wonderful people.
Where we last left off, Rune disengaged the power coupling to a floating platform a mile up. It begins to plummet to the earth. And that is when Duskwing deploys his wings and...
I'll fly out from above it as it begins to fall and grasp it with all four of my limbs and spread my wings and strain with all my might and slow its descent and aim it to land in the street that we have previously cleared, keeping it up by sheer might.
Look up something here real quick. It's going to become really relevant.
Did you roll yet?
Oh, I didn't know you wanted to roll.
Oh, yeah.
You just auto-failed. Go to hell. No.
Yeah, make a strength check.
Strength check. All right. Sure.
Okay.
That gives me a 12.
Interesting. So you're trying to slow its descent and land it.
Yeah, if I'm strong enough, I'll just hold it in the air.
So
I'm pretty powerful.
You got a moderate failure. So you're just a little bit under. You are at a -1 on what it takes to pick this thing up. But that doesn't mean you just drop it. That is good enough to slow its descent.
Okay.
So you are slowing it down. You guys see Duskwing like holding this thing, and it's coming. It's coming. Not at an alarming pace. Seems to be okay.
I'd like to know right before I get to the ground, if I don't want it to land too hard, can I spend a point of determination to add 2 to my original roll, turn it into a 14?
Nice.
Yeah.
What I might suggest is that I think, Madame Monet, do you have telekinesis as well?
That's what I was going to say. I can use some of my powers to try and help out. I have telekinesis, and I also have weather control, which I feel like telekinesis is a better plan.
Yeah, because between me, you, our telekinesis, and his super strength, we should be able to.
Yeah, I feel that's the
completely control this thing.
Much better solution is we should just work together. Okay.
Yeah, because that way you save your determination for whatever's about to eat our faces for doing this.
So I have a redemption for a name a character. Mr. Kapow would like a character named Max, known as Maxed Out Wu Jr. And I can make that happen. But yeah, so with this assistance from your telepathic companions, you are able... telekinetic, there you go, are able to slow the descent of this thing, and it does land on the street.
I was actually thinking more telepathetic, but yours is... I've heard both.
Aww, that face.
But yes.
You give me back that flyer then. Can't go.
But we landed safely.
You
Very
do
good.
land it
Okay.
safely.
I'll put it down and say, wow, that thing's heavy, but I think it's just, trying to control it in midair is what was so difficult. Once it's on the ground, I should be able to lift it pretty easy, but yeah. Trying to control it while it's in midair is very difficult.
It's on the ground. It does like smush like a chain link fence, but it's not a big deal. It is on the ground now. What are you guys doing with it?
I start looking at it. We investigate, right?
I'll climb up the side of it and start walking around on its surface, on its platform.
Yes.
I was going to
go ahead, Rune. What were you gonna do?
I was going to say I was going to do something different. While they get their investigation on, I was actually going to go and stealth my way over to the factory where I had previously detected that metal.
Yeah.
And see what I can find there while they're doing that.
You go into the factory. They are doing their investigation. So anyone who wants to investigate this thing, you have a couple options. You can try to see stuff. That's going to be awareness. And you can couple it with investigation, obviously, if you have it. Intelligence, if you want to understand things. I feel like those are the two that are most likely going to be useful here.
Go ahead.
I'm sitting on a lot of determination, so I just want to burn some determination to investigate this thing.
Okay.
I bet you have pretty good awareness too, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My awareness is a 6. Let's go for it.
Yeah, go ahead and make the roll, and then you can burn a determination just to flat add it too.
Yeah, you can either add 2 with each determination or do a reroll.
Yes.
Let's see, what did I roll? Oh, I got a 7 on my roll.
With determination tied to a quality that's +2, so that's still 9.
Yeah.
It's not bad. So yeah, you got a 9. So that is a moderate success here. Because you're just trying to notice interesting things, right, with awareness.
Yeah.
So you're looking around. You notice that the panel in the middle is open from when Rune ripped it apart. You notice that he didn't, in fact, destroy it. You could probably plug it back in and it could work again. What really interests you is that there is a control panel here. And you start just following some of like the cords and the pipes. You go underneath. You can kind of crouch and go beneath the platform because it is elevated from the ground slightly. There's an apparatus down here. There are like these vents. These weird vents all around the center pylon, which is strange. And they have like they're connected to pipes to some kind of tanks.
Tanks, you say?
I mean, I don't know what any of this means. So I just look at it and then I get out from under there.
Wonder
But you
what's
do see
inside
it.
Wonder what's inside those tanks, and I'll kick one of the tanks.
It sounds like compressed air, kind of like when you hit a compressed air tank. How it it's not quite hollow. It almost sounds liquidy in there, kind of thing.
Is there any labeling on the tanks themselves?
They look custom made like recently.
Yeah.
You'll notice that's another weird thing about it. There is not a single label on anything anywhere. The screws aren't metric, it's really weird. It's all like a custom job.
You both are from here. Now I was going to say this might not entirely be possible, but now be truthful. I will do my best to believe you. Are aliens real?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So this could be alien. Or custom built by one or a group of persons, because nothing here is standardized. Labeling. This is not meant for the average that's not the right word. The average engineer. Haha. to use. It's meant for a certain group of people who know exactly what this is, and not meant for any untrained or minimally trained personnel.
Yeah, but looks like this here, and I'll thunk. Looks like one of the Archon power sources.
Yes.
It's all this company.
So
Yeah, that's true.
All that lady.
It's all that lady. Yeah, no, that's true. That is actually the one thing on here that does have labels. I forgot about the power source. That one has, like, you could tell, like, made in China parts, and then there's, like, assembled. Yeah, it has manufacturer's marks here and there.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that sticks out as different or other.
I can tell you, I did try to sense if there's anything from beyond the shadow here. This is all from your world, from what I can
As
feel.
far as you could tell, yeah, none of it's from the shadow.
yes, this simply looks like technology gone awry. Someone with too much brain power. And I think maybe their conquest to help turned into a conquest for power.
Is there any sort of control panel or console on this platform?
Yeah, Jordan was looking at it. That's what
Yeah.
led it connected to, like, wires that fed down to this, like, vent apparatus.
I'll try to get it to work and try to act, because I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to do is try to figure out. I'm looking for a name, like a chemical name for what's in the tanks.
Gotcha. So this is an annoying tidbit, and, like, I'm not being a dick, I swear. There's no keyboard. There's
Nothing labeled, right?
Yeah, nothing's labeled. There's just, like, a screen. And, like, it's barely
Is it a
screen.
touchpad?
It is not a touchpad. You don't know how it works. It's really weird. It doesn't. It was not designed with people in mind. That's a little takeaway that you can get from this. This was not made to be operated by humans.
The robot drives it.
That's a good guess. Yeah, it's
wireless.
Yeah, it must be some
It's a
kind
wireless
of wireless connection. Yeah.
I have learned much in your world about technology and wiring and telecommunications and all the other alchemies that you practice here. I am hesitant to open this thing and fuss around with it for fear of breaking something or activating. There are plenty of gases your world has created that are horrifying. I would hesitate to accidentally release any of it without knowing what's in there.
Are the canisters, can, like, we unscrew one, or are they kind of built into this?
They are kind of built into it, but so there are ways to extract samples from these kinds of things. The tubes aren't all metal. You might be able to, like, syringe some out or something. Something like that. Like, you would have to do a thing to get a sample of what's in there.
If you would be able to secure the tools, I can apply some of my world's alchemy with your modern metals and tools. I might maybe be able to extract a sample.
Oh, I can get the tools. You let me know what you need, and I'll have them here and lickety-split.
Oh.
That's fair. Oh, yeah, speaking of tools, Rune, you went to the factory.
Whoa! Damn.
What the hell?
No! That didn't come out. That didn't come out right. There are tools in the factory. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there are now. Jeez, John.
I didn't mean it like that. That's really funny, though. Oh, man.
That's busted.
Oh, wow. My bad.
So wrong.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm going to get you back for that one.
I just saw him sitting there. You guys were talking about tools. I was like, oh, yeah, he went to the factory. There are tools in there. And so I was trying to bring him. My bad. That's funny.
John, give this man a point of determination.
You can have a point of determination, Rune, as an apology.
Yeah. Try to buy me off now, huh? Okay.
But so we do focus back on Duskwing. You enter this fabrication area, and you're looking around. There are some tools left over. They're there's like a tipped over toolbox over here. There's a somewhat functioning like bandsaw. There is an old acetylene torch and tank. And you see what is unmistakably, just on like looking at it, this strange metal once again.
Okay. So I take it this factory looks like this is the place where the contraption with the two...
Yes, as you're looking
tanks
around, it
together.
seems like this might have been where it was constructed.
Okay. First, I'd like to make a stealth check to make sure that I'm being hard to spot.
Absolutely.
I believe that's coordination plus stealth, so... I have a
Strength
12.
stealth just confuses me. Don't look at me.
I have a 12 on my stealth.
So you move in very cat-like. You notice there's nothing in here. There's like it's abandoned. Wherever that robot went, it is not here presently.
Okay, are there any as examples or storage containers or anything left over from the tanks that we saw inside that thing?
That's
Like
a good question.
Any of that stuff.
So, you'll notice more of that, like, strange transformation stuff going on here. You'll see, like, parts of objects are, like, disintegrated, that kind of thing. You do see, like, a big old barrel of water that's mostly empty, and it has, like, this weird musty smell. Like, it doesn't smell stagnant, it just smells like it has this chemical scent. But it's clearly labeled water. And
Is
then,
it acrid like acid? You know, like stinging.
It's not like that. It's how do you describe that smell? It is like burning.
Okay.
It smells burny. Yeah, I guess it is kind of acrid, yeah, but it's not acid. And then the other thing you'll find when you're in here is a entrance into it's like these double storm doors that lead into service tunnels in the sewer.
Perfect. All right. I'm going to take a page to actually transform back into Blake.
Ooh.
And after I do that, I take out my phone and I call Traveler and I tell him, I think I've found where he's probably gone off to, and I suspect the best thing we can do with that thing that I pulled down is call in professional bomb and chemical disposal people to come and handle it, because we literally don't know what it is, and we're not the experts on that sort of thing.
That's not a bad idea, calling in the bomb squad. I'm going to ask
Or even
Aidendale
some
if he wants to
superheroes you may
crack
know.
open. Yeah,
Like,
there's
that might
experts
work
for
too.
this.
But then I'm going to open up those doors and look in there, like you hear me while I'm on the phone, cranking open a couple of big old doors.
Hey, what are you doing over there?
I was investigating the factory.
What was
I
that
found some
sound?
doors going down into the underground. It's
Don't
probably
go-
where he went.
Don't go underground without us. Didn't you hear what Madame Leota said earlier? She said there's tentacle monsters down in the depths.
Did she really?
She said something about that.
Man, I bet that would make an amazing song. And then I hang up and I go on downstairs.
All right. He said only crack it open if you feel comfortable. If not, we can call the bomb squad. So that's going to be up to you, Wolfgang. But either way, I'm in. Also, he's going into an underground lair to track the robot.
There's Chud down there.
That's what I tried to tell him. I tried to tell him there was schmutz down there, and he told me he didn't mind.
That's on him
You
then.
are speaking English, right?
Mostly,
Some form of it, yes.
with a bit of Yiddish thrown in.
What? I will take away from this that we have a dangerous gas and a fellow adventurer who is likely entering a dungeon on his own.
Yes, so I would say our two options here are to try to figure out what this gas is, or go help our buddy out and leave this to the friendly local sheriff's department?
You can.
Well, I would think a hazardous materials team would be more appropriate.
Well, Bomb Squad would have to take a look at it first to make sure it was clear for a hazardous materials
That's
team.
true. That's true. Our
Or you
powers,
could
I
go-
believe, may be better used in defense of our fellow. These gases. I have a bad feeling about this platform, and I have a fear that this platform is a mechanism to deploy this gas into the atmosphere over the city, and now it's sitting at street level. That's my
agree.
worry currently.
I have that same worry, and I'm also worried that there are more than just this one platform. This dispersal could be all over town.
Fudge.
I have a bad feeling about everything that's happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
not.
biting
On
my
the same-
tongue. I'll see which way this goes.
I'm not there, but I could point out that this was the only one that I detected with my magic metal detection.
That is
So,
true.
Yeah. Yeah, there could be.
Y'all would know that much.
Um,
So it's the only one within several miles.
listen, give me the materials I need. I'll check to make sure this isn't just very expensive helium, but please go help Please go with Duskwing. You two will more than able to defend him, but we need to know what this is before we stumble into it, or before I unleash this on the local constabulary.
I'll split up. Leota, come with me. And then one traveler will run with Leota to the warehouse, and the other travelers will get Aidendale what he needs, and then teleport him accordingly back to the squad.
Oh, that's right. You can do that. I completely forgot you could do that. I was like, how will I ever catch up?
Don't worry, I'll catch you up.
This guy has powers.
Ooh. But yeah.
As long as we don't get too far underground. If it's too far subterranean, then I won't be able to do anything. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah.
Aidendale. So what exactly are you doing?
I am attempting to, with certain materials, I'm going to try to extract some of that gas out of the tank, so I can actually interact with it in a beaker or something like that, so I can start figuring out what it is that's in there.
Go ahead and give me a coordination check.
I think it's currently a liquid, and it probably turns into a gas when it's released.
What I'll actually do,
It's air.
and this is strangely safer for me to do, I will draw my sword, point it,
Ooh, yeah.
and I will telekinetically do this because my telekinetics is better than my coordination.
That makes sense. No, you have better control with mental controls. Yeah, that's fair. Go ahead. Give me a telekinesis roll.
Is there any way I can...
That's one way around that coordination problem.
well, the hilarious thing is my coordination is like human average. That's
Sure.
the only way I'm superhuman is through, or stronger than human, average human is through the sword.
Right, we have magic equipment, sure.
Is there a way I can add this? Not really. And do I have a quality that makes sense?
You can add technology.
No. Technology? Hey, yeah, if you'll take technology, I'll take that.
Hey,
plus
man, you're
one.
messing with technology. I'm cool with it.
All right, so this is
Telepathy plus
1d6 plus 5 from my rank plus 1 from the specialty. Oh, yes.
Oh, wow. So you sense like a joint in this thing with your telekinesis. You probe it with your mind, and you
Get away with you.
you pull a little bit of this stuff out and put it right into like a flask, and it immediately goes like in this flask once it settles, and it turns into smoke.
You probe it like a gray alien probes an anus.
Oh.
I'm just gonna leave that alone. I will need to be transported to not an alchemist lab, but a laboratory. I need to test what this is. I have a pretty good idea. On the plus side, it didn't immediately explode the minute we put it in there, so that's a good sign. So yeah, I'm going to try to go to a place where, with the help of my local Crossroads friend, to a place where I can actually test what this is.
Penguin asked.
Or if we can't get into like a university or something like that, getting to Eldritch Hollow, they'd have alchemist labs that would have similar tools.
Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely set it off for investigation. It looks a lot. Well, here, give me a brainy boy, and we'll see if you recognize like kind of what this stuff is. Jordan, you've been asked by the. Are you drinking out of a beaker?
I am.
Okay. Avenger Penguin wanted to know, and he also wanted to know if it is medical grade smoke. Which is funny. And yes, Mr. Kapow, I answered you in the chat, but I did not answer you on stream. I did see your second naming NPC. There, the character that he made earlier has a father named the Maximum, I believe. Mr. Maximum. And he says to the max all the time. And I'm going to make that guy a thing, and it's going to be fun. I'm excited.
I'm going to spend my determination toward the quality, the way of honor, to learn, to seek, to do, and part of our quest here is to learn about this gas, to see how much danger we're in.
Danger zone.
So, +2 to the roll. Technology's cool. Away I go. There we go.
Did you get 15?
He got a maximum roll, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So you're looking
Your
at
rolls are hot tonight.
You're looking at it. You're like, this just looks like smoke. Like what? It's just smoke. And on a hunch, you let it out. It is the kind of it is the chemical formula they use to do skywriting.
Oh.
Very yeah. I can see I threw all of you for a loop. There's fun stuff going on for me.
On the plus side, traveler, it's not gonna blow anyone up. It was meant to write messages in the clouds.
Hope we didn't ruin 4th of July.
I take my shield and draw my sword. I go, I think I'm ready to rejoin the rest of the party, I suppose. I doubt the threat of skywriting is going to bedevil us. Well, I might vandalize the street, but that's a different problem.
Take this with you. I'm hungry. And I'll put a burrito in your hand and then put my hand on your shoulder and send you to the group.
I come bearing a burrito.
So wherever we are now, subterranean Jahan.
Oh, hey, we have a friend of Rune, D Stone Wayne.
Hey!
Welcome to the stream. What were you saying, Gary?
Hey, JD, how you doing?
Teleporting Aiden Dale to the rest of the squad, which means we have to play subterranean catch-up.
Yeah, that's true. So, you guys, most of Travelers, and Lambertra, Jordan, Madame Bonnet, woman of many names. You... I was want to call you Lambertra as your superhero name. I don't know why. But yeah, you guys go follow Duskwing below into the sewers. But first, Duskwing, you were the first one down there. By a fair amount.
I don't go extremely far. I'm just,
too far.
I mean, just going in a little distance to see what there is to see immediately. And the reason I turned into Blake first is because I figured it would be tight quarters in there, and I didn't want to just go banging around and taking up the entire passageway in my larger heroic form. So I'm moving stealthily in at a very slow pace and seeing what I can see, hearing what I can hear, that sort of thing. And I'm definitely not going very far. I'm waiting for them to catch up to me because I figure they would.
Yeah,
At the very
absolutely.
least, I figure a traveler will come running up after me.
You definitely see signs of the matter dissolvation down here. It looks like maybe they got a lot of material down here for whatever they were doing.
Okay.
Which makes sense. No one would miss it down here.
That's why we're not hearing a rash of car disappearances.
Yeah.
Like there are a few cars, but they got most of the materials from underground.
It looks like they got wise.
Okay.
But you definitely see broken chunks of wall and that kind of thing down here too.
All right. Well, like I said, I'm waiting until Traveler runs up on me. I figure the others aren't far behind, so
Yeah. So
I
everyone,
won't investigate too far ahead without them. I will take a look at the busted walls, see what's behind them.
it's just like broken sewer wall. There's nothing of interest behind them. There's like pipes and like rebar inside the concrete.
I'm no structural engineer, but does it look like the sewer's going to be all right, or should we call this into some?
It does
authority?
not look like it's at risk of collapsing.
Okay. It still needs to be called into somebody, though. All right. I'll wait for the others to arrive then.
What were you saying, Jordan?
I wasn't.
Oh,
That was a mistake.
I hear your mic activated, and I heard like noise. Yeah. You guys catch up. You guys are all down in the sewer now, and
Oh, sweet, a burrito.
I guess
Snag it.
I guess for a sec. Oh, you got your burrito, man.
Oh man.
I was hungry, man. Thanks. I start
Tra-
jawing into it.
Just travelers looking down disappointed.
Hey, this is almost like a sandwich.
I wouldn't
Almost.
know. I wouldn't know. There's got to be something about eating that burrito in the sewer that grosses you out, Blake. I thought I was the only one who would
It
eat
should.
a burrito in the
Can I make
sewer.
a willpower roll to see if it does not bother me at all?
Sure.
I got a 13.
Okay.
Great.
I power down that
Wow.
burrito like it's the best burrito I ever ate.
He powers down that burrito while staring directly at a burrito-sized turd.
It's even got a wrapper on it floating.
I ate the wrapper
I'm so
too.
happy it's not part of this game.
But yeah, so you guys are you guys are down in the sewer. You're all together.
Activate the smell-o-vision for everybody watching at home.
Oh,
If
nice.
only.
All right, so welcome. Thanks for catching up with me, guys. It looks like they got the majority of the material for that floating station from down here, which is why we weren't getting a rash of reports about missing melted cars, right? But he's long gone. I don't see him anywhere around here. I was afraid this might be where we find him, but I guess not.
Well, small comforts. The gases that were in the tanks above were merely skywriting implementation. So
Oh, that's strange.
they were
What do you
going to
think,
send a
some
message.
sort of AI manifesto for, world domination from the artificial.
Maybe you have the penchant for sky poetry.
Who, me? Yeah, I guess I could write something. Well,
No, I meant them, but you as well, I suppose.
what do we want to do next? Like, I think we need to call this in to whoever fixes sewers. Traveler, you seem to know everybody who's anybody. Do you know who we would call for that?
Yeah, I do. I'll take care of it.
Thank you.
It'd be city
It-
services.
Is it possible that these passageways they brought the materials into that factory, right? They built
Yeah,
this thing.
they brought it up through those doors above us. Yeah.
So I think that they used these tunnels to ferry them here. So it is plausible that the dungeon we sit upon has a secret base hidden away underneath the very roadworks of Crossroads.
Hear from my
Wolfgang,
clients that there are strange happenings coming out of the sewer, and they blamed it on ghosts or sprites, but it could be all related.
I'm going to put my hand on Wolfgang's shoulder, and Blake will say, Wolfgang, despite the prevalence of it in our fantasy fiction, you're not going to find very many dungeons in our world.
Yeah,
As far as
Madame Bonet, there's no such thing as ghosts. Aliens, yes. Ghosts, come on.
well, if you've heard there's something going on down here, I mean, why should we discount it? I mean, anybody who's asking for help is
Could be
asking for help.
fairies, could be sprites. I got my doubts on ghosts. That's all I'm saying.
Ghosts
What
are
about Grim-
quite real.
I don't know, man. I fought demons. I don't have a problem believing in ghosts after that.
Oh yeah, demons are real for sure, but I'm on the fence on ghosts. I'm on this side of the fence, you know?
Let's
you
table
afraid
the
of
ghost
ghosts?
conversation. Let's table that and try to figure out what's going on down here.
Look, I'll side bet $20 if it's a ghost.
$20
Okay.
and a sandwich.
Deal.
Excellent. Jordan, you can get.
And if it's a demon, I get the winnings.
You can get a point of determination, Jordan. Everything's a sandwich.
Everything.
Damn it.
You didn't think it would
Still
come
real
up so
sandwich?
much, but it does.
It's so good.
I like it a lot. So
I'm
yeah,
just
you
worried
guys.
about how she's going to use it to apply her powers in combat.
A power
Difficult.
sandwich.
Sounds
So
like a wrestling move.
It does. So you guys are looking. You're in a straight shot of tunnel. There's no branches on this part. Big sections of the wall are like missing with that same dissolved look as the car that you saw earlier. And this goes on in a certain direction.
We go that certain direction.
Is my shield vibrating at all?
That's a good question. Thank you for reminding me. Faintly.
There's danger lurking ahead of us, but whatever it is, it's either very far or a very minimal danger, but it's enough that my shield is warning me of it. And I actually start walking down the passage with my shield a little higher now because of that.
At the mention of actual danger, I'm going to find a place where there's room enough for me to transform.
Yeah, you have room.
Take my heroic form.
Blake becomes Duskwing. Duskwing.
The total musical montage, power metal Sailor Moon transformation occurs very quickly. Yes.
I'm sorry. All I can think about now is that you're walking through a sewer with no shoes on because panthers don't wear shoes.
But I can fly.
All right, that's better.
But now you're stirring up all that, odor.
Yes,
I was
Mr.
just going to
Kapow.
say he has magical panther feet. It's like
There's
wearing
also such
slip over
things as
shoes.
showers, fortunately.
I hate the sewers. It smells like poo gas. Anyway, points if you get that one.
What are you doing over there?
Lighting incense.
Nice.
I am typing real quick this new character. Oh, that is a Freakazoid reference, huh?
Haha, good to you.
Mr. Kapow. Mr. Kapow. I knew it sounded familiar. Mr. Kapow got that one. Master of cartoons.
Some D-Stone Lane over here.
Oh, D-Stone. Yeah, D-Stone Wayne also said so. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. We got some Freakazoid fans up in the house tonight.
Apparently.
That was a good show.
You guys can follow these dissolved walls. Eventually, they stop being dissolved. They kind of go normal. You do see that you're at a junction, and you see a door like to your left. There's like a little platform, like a little metal platform with a railing and like a little door. And then like the rest of the directions are tunnels.
So we have ourselves a
smells.
doorway.
Wolfgang, do you sense any danger from any particular direction?
I'll use my shield as a sort of dowsing rod of danger.
It is definitely getting louder or more vibraty.
Is there any particular direction that seems more dangerous than the other?
What was that, Jordan?
Oh, I was saying towards which door?
The
Is
door?
it, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It looks like a maintenance room or something like that. And yeah, the danger does kind of go that way a little bit.
Onward, and I'll reach out to the door. I'll sheathe my sword, keep my shield up, and then like reach out to the door to open it.
Yeah, so what
Why
you
not
get?
telekinetically? Why not use your sword's telekinesis to do it safely?
Because he likes danger.
Because I wish to appear non-threatening to whatever's beyond the door. If it doesn't mean me harm, I don't want to appear to be harming it.
Understood.
So you go open the door. So the first thing you notice, this section of the tunnels, obviously they've been like eroded by whatever this thing is, and no one's really seemed to notice. It's safe to assume that these are not frequented tunnels, and this, what do you call it? Maintenance area also seems to be kind of defunct. The door is not even like fully on the hinges, but you open it, and it leads into, there's like electrical boxes in here when you open, but it also opens up to a room like to the right.
And I'll very quietly advance forward.
Yes. So, as you advance forward, you can see like the trappings of human living here a long time ago. There's like chairs and that kind of stuff. You see like some old magazines, books. You see like a discarded lunch pail. There are some tools here that seem to have been here for a while. You notice that there's a bookshelf. Some of the books seem newer, which is interesting. And they're all mostly manga. It's weird.
Is this one of your hideouts, traveler?
Oh, not mine. Mine always have neon lights. That's how you know you found the right place. Also, look at these plastic chairs. This place doesn't know anything about comfort. You can put a couch there, push this aside, flat screen on that wall.
The design here is lacking severely.
That's what I completely agree. I couldn't agree more.
I'll put my shield on my back, and I'll just grab some of the books, and I'm randomly fluttering through to see if anything is highlighted, stands out, or anything falls out of the pages. I'm not reading anything. I'm just seeing if anything happens to jump out, so to speak.
So you're not. This is your, of two worlds kind of thing, or not of two worlds. From Beyond the Shadow. There you go. You don't really recognize a lot of what these are. They're strange books. You can tell that they're backwards for some reason. They have pictures in them. They look like comics that you've seen, but with different, like, exaggerated features, that kind of thing. The thing you can notice is that they do all seem to be part of, like, a series.
Lots of illustrations, strange and poorly written, but nothing, I think, probative. Although you did say something about this person you battling, something along the lines of clad in some sort of armor, or they're a robot, or something like that?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, yeah. Yes, they are a type of robot being, from what we understand.
And their creator, the mother of God, as it were, she wears an exoskeleton type of situation. So anything you see that points towards robotics could be related.
There is a big metal man in these books.
And I hold up like this?
It's weird. It's a weird coincidence for sure.
Blake was talking about a manifesto earlier written in skywriting. I wonder if this is a how-to for whoever we're dealing with.
So those of you native to the plane will recognize, well, some of you might recognize these as Full Metal Alchemist.
It's like I'm squeezing in through the door at this point, slowly but surely, and I'm like, I think I've heard of that manga before, and it's really sad that you would insult him since it's incredibly popular and made a shit ton of money for the guy who wrote it and drew it.
Still poorly written. I stand by.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan or anything, but
Yeah, you do notice he's reading it from back to front.
Look, it starts from the conclusion and then it slowly unwinds. That makes no sense.
It's just written in a different language where they read from right to left, man.
That makes much more sense.
Remind me not to show you Memento. You're gonna hate it.
Oh,
Or
God.
love it.
I'm going to say, I never even figured that movie out. What really happened in Memento? You know what? Let's talk about it another time.
Sidebar for later.
While you're doing all this, your shield is vibrating, and you do hear like movement, like you feel a breeze in here, which is weird.
I quickly close up the book, I set it down, and then you see me kind of pull off my shield, draw my sword, and I hunker down and start sneaking up to the door.
So the
I'm trying
breeze
to
is
hide
coming
next
from
to the door.
inside the room somewhere.
I'm trying to... I hold my shield, but I'm just ready to be attacked.
I really want it to just be AC. It's really funny, but it's not. There is. You'll notice that there is a hole in the wall behind one of these electric cabinets.
I'll move the electric cabinet so we can get to the hole.
Bonk! I'm not gonna make you roll. You just bonk it out the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a hole in the wall. And it looks to have been formed by the same dissolving touch.
Yeah, I'll check this one out. I'm gonna kind of hunk down, squeeze in, and push ahead. Go see what there is to see.
It's a people-sized hole. You could fit mostly. Duskwing might have some trouble.
I'll have to fight my way through, but the rest of you are good. I might widen it a little bit on my way through.
Yeah, you can widen it. It's so the first layer is like brick, but then after that it's dirt. And eventually though, you guys can hear like some like dripping water, that kind of stuff. You go down here into what turns into like a cave system.
Huh. You said there wasn't gonna be a dungeon down here, and I'll be damned.
Pretty sure this counts as a cavern.
Tomato.
No, dungeons are made by people. Caverns are like made by nature.
A woman steps out from the corner. Who said you could talk? Whoosh! No, I'm just I'm just kidding.
That would be great, though.
It would be funny. It's a dungeon. I'm gonna get him with it one day. But no, so you guys come down here. There is stuff down here, which you're not expecting. It is a naturally formed cavern. It's pretty big. It's not terribly tall, but it kind of goes round ways a bit. There are some... it's mostly dirt above you, and then there's some rocks jutting up from beneath you. Some of, unfortunately, sewer water is like going through a crack in the wall and forming like a kind of gross river. But there are man-made objects down here. Some of them are weird. A lot of them are weird. So you see, first thing that'll catch your eye, there's a sculpture. It's very new, and it is kind of a minimalist representation of a person. It's all like geometry. But you could tell that it's a humanoid figure, and it's standing there kind of triumphant. You'll then see you'll see straight up like the spear that Edward Elric uses in Full Metal Alchemist, and it seems to be made out of this strange metal. And then you will also see like just materials meticulously stacked, and by those materials you see another, what you might mistake for another metal statue, but it moves. And it looks your way.
Greetings.
I have been found out. It'll look around.
I'm like, hey there, big manga fan? In my deep, growly, Duskwing voice. Sorry. Let me do that. Hey there, manga fan?
Manga? Can't say that I am. Fans
You were reading
get
FMA.
entertainment value. I am informed and enlightened. It's a really weird thing for a robot to say about manga. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Like anything a robot says is a weird thing for a robot to say, but that's an out of character observation.
Yeah, if he's not going through the Isaac Asimov's laws of robotics, then that's a weird thing for a robot to be into.
Is the shield vibrating any harder, or is it
Yes.
just that low? Okay. I won't draw my sword. I just keep my. I will sheathe my sword for now, but I am keeping my shield up. What brings you here, below the surface of Crossroads, sir?
This is my home. This is where I do my work.
But haven't you only been here for like a day?
A day of your time is forever to a machine. It'll start kind of circling. And it'll eventually get to this strange metal spear. And it'll slowly raise it. It's very, its motions are very smooth, consistent. There's no sudden movements whatsoever. Like it's all very choreographed.
You mentioned your work. What's your work here?
To
Man,
perfect.
we haven't been polite. What's your name?
True.
My name. This is the first time its movement sort of gets jerky. It'll be like my name. And it starts like doing this, like it's scanning with its eyes, which it does not have. My name is, and it starts to get like more of a robotic voice to it. My name, data, corruption, and it'll start to move normally again. Where were we? It says it's a very human voice.
Right.
It's like upsettingly human.
Oh, we were just about to think about getting drinks and maybe checking out a show. Did you want to come along?
I have to attend to my work. But it seems I've been found out.
What is your work? Yeah, right.
What's
I guess
your work,
traveling
bud?
is on the right.
What are you
Yeah.
working on?
Perfecting the
Of
human
what?
condition.
To what end?
The end.
Which would be.
Oh, I don't like the sound of
so
that
it's-
part.
It's gonna lunge at you.
Yeah.
Who's he lunging at?
It's gonna lunge at the one wielding the shield. It makes sense to a
Okay, I'd like to interpose.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Does that mean I'm
I,
attacking you now?
Yes, it means you attack me, but you have +2 to hit, and I do my normal defense. Oh, I got a good defense though.
Marginal success for both of us, which means well,
He hits me with his normal damage.
he does hit you with his normal damage. So I haven't decided if I want his metal to do this or not. He hits you like a truck, man. It's impressive. If you weren't who you are, you know that, like, if that had hit Wolfgang, he might die. Like, it was,
Okay.
you feel it, and, like, you feel, like, you feel the surface tension of your skin threaten to break.
Wow. Okay.
And it's very fast. And it'll step back from you.
Better me than him then. Yeah. All right. Does he get a slam test, or did he not have 9 ranks of effect? Like if he has 9 ranks of effect or more, he might get a slam result.
I thought you had to roll really good.
Oh, you're right. He didn't get it. Yeah, you need to roll higher. Gotcha.
Yeah.
My bad. Okay. Yeah, I'll take the shot then, and I'll be glad I did. And that'll
Yeah,
be-
we'll
that'll
drop
be right.
into some initiative here.
Okay.
Everybody roll a, what is it, coordination check?
I think so.
See how coordinated
so.
you are. Nice one, Wolfgang.
Yeah. I'm just a dude with a magic sword and shield.
Yeah,
What do you
I
want
love
me to
it,
do?
man. I love it. Bonet has a 7. Duskwing has a 10. Traveler.
I rolled an 8.
Oh, I see it now. Okay. What was the...
Oh, a big sneeze!
Gesundheit.
Yes,
Thanks.
bless you, my friend.
Had to go off screen for that one.
Oh, yeah. I didn't want you guys seeing what came out of my face.
Nah, I'm just gonna.
And then I guess I have to roll for this guy. Okay. So, Duskwing, your turn. You interpose. That's
Yeah,
what happens.
I used my turn to interpose, so I'm done. Exactly.
Traveler,
I'm Traveler.
it's your turn.
I'm gonna look around. I'm gonna use my peepers to peep. I know that there's like a silver sphere type of situation that he was about to go touch. Is there anything else in here that he could put? Like, is there like a
He's holding a special metal spear.
spear?
He picked it up and he stabbed
Okay.
Duskwing with it.
Are there any like terminals or anything about this place?
There are not. It's weird, man. This is
Yeah,
not
it
what
is
you
weird.
expected in an AI's apartment, you know?
Can we get a description of what this guy actually looks like?
That's a
Now
good
that we're
point.
hearing that?
So he is, so he has this like flanged face kind of thing. It's like a face plate. It doesn't have any real features on it. No eyes, no nose, no mouth. And then like behind that, you can see kind of like a black sphere where his components are like held in. And then his body kind of follows that same logic. Like his components are hidden behind this like carbon fiber shell, and then they have this metallic plate. And when you're looking at the metal, you can tell it's the same stuff that you've been coming up with. And the more you see it, the more you realize that this is not any kind of metal you've ever heard of before. There's something strange. Like, it's weird. It's a weird looking metal. It has a weird shine to it.
Like chrome.
Yeah, it's like chrome, but it draws you in more when you look at it. But yeah, that's what he looks like. He's like 6'6". Yeah, he's pretty tall, but he's not like a giant or anything. And
All right.
his frame is like average. It's not like he's all like rawr, but you know.
I am going to spend the entire page duplicating Wolfgang. So while he's in this fight, I'm going to go up and put my hands on his back, and as Wolfgang steps away fighting this creature, my hands stay on his shoulders, and another Wolfgang is standing right there. So it was one kind of steps out of the other, and then I let go of the second one. And so there is one less traveler in the world and one more Wolfgang.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna work on my survival skills. I'm gonna run and wait for opportunity. I'm gonna run and hide.
Shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
After Traveler summons another Wolfgang, it is Jordan's turn. It is Madame Bonet.
I want to use my telekinesis to rip that spear out of his hand.
I was thinking the same thing.
It's exciting.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so your telekinesis versus his strength. What'd you get? You got an 8?
Yeah, I got an 8.
So
Can I spend a determination? I got lots of determination. I can spend it.
you can.
You can spend up to 3 of it, but you have to apply each of your qualities once.
That's fair. Can you justify spending more than one?
Well, yeah, my quality is driven to help others. I'm not going to let that guy spear my friends.
Okay, so I'm sitting at 14. Full disclosure.
Oh, shit.
I rolled max, and his strength's pretty high. Can you beat that with your determination additions?
Tie at best
8.
with +2s.
Yeah.
And
You could only tie.
yeah, I can tie. I can't beat.
As your mind grips this spear, you feel just like the grip of iron that this thing has. It doesn't like budge, and you're like, huh? Like it. You don't even know if it noticed that you did it. Like it's hard to read a robot.
With no facial features.
Yeah, it's very hard to read a robot that's not designed to emote, which is very telling of its creator that she didn't put a face on it. Sorry that it didn't go better. I rolled very well.
Yeah.
Would you like to move or anything?
No.
Okay, so you stand. You like try to grab the spear and it just is holding tight. It's gonna go.
Well,
Duskwing. Well, I have to look this one up real quick.
What's he doing to me now?
Ever done this?
He's gonna try to melt you with his meltability.
I think his melt only works on metal.
Yeah, you might be right.
but you are metal, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now, that's a different definition of metal, but yeah.
God, that would be funny if I allowed it.
That would be
there.
hilarious if that worked somehow.
He drains the metal out of you, and you're like an 80s
I'm left-
synth
yeah,
pop
I'm left-
star.
Country and Western
Make a
fan.
willpower check, sir.
Oh no.
Now you just turned to grunge.
Willpower check. Okay. What am I resisting? Can I have a clue?
So it looks at its spear and it looks at you. You can't tell what it's thinking, but it'll like put the spear like kind of not down, but it'll touch the tip to the ground. And you can see some like purple nonsense go on in the black orb that is its head, as you feel your mind be attacked.
Okay.
Ooh.
Look at that, a 14.
It blasts you with this mental blast, and you just kind of like you feel that it could hurt you, but you shrug it off. It does not get at you, and it'll take a step back at this.
Okay.
This one is immutable. Interesting. Wolfgang.
I will. I sidestep a little bit to get a clear line. Well, the two of me sidestep together, and kind of there's a brief moment of, huh? Oh, nod. Both pointing their swords, and we're gonna try to yank the spear out.
You did that so well. I actually, because I wasn't looking at you, I actually thought there was an echo, which was funny.
I think coordinated attack will give you a +2 to your result.
Sure.
And I will actually spend one of my determination toward the quality of the way of honor, to learn, to seek, to do. As scary as this guy is, as powerful as he is, it is my duty to disarm him and make him not a threat. I'll apply my specialty of martial arts or weapons. I can only use one of them. So that means roll 1d6 plus 5 plus 1 plus 2 because of that guy plus 2 because of that. That's as good as it's gonna get. There's nothing else I can do really.
So it's your
Actually, you know what? I'll actually reach out because I'm super worried this guy's super strong. Because he's using his strength to hold on. That's the problem.
He is, yeah.
I'm going to spend yet another determination toward the quality I come from beyond the shadow. This sort of limit, this deep determination that we're willing to just stand against something that will likely destroy us if we screw this up. But we're standing stalwart anyway. And just concentrating on... We're not concentrating on the shield anymore. We're concentrating on pulling the thing.
That's fine. Yeah, you're using it because he's like a big bad evil.
Yeah. He looks like a big golem with a magic spear. Ugh. He's the boss of the dungeon.
You relate it to your circumstances. I like it. Yeah, go ahead.
And the last one doesn't make sense. I can't apply that, so...
Wow.
Okay, just roll max. Why not? Make all that spending not worth it. Good
it's always
God.
worth it because now you're gonna.
It was worth it
roll.
because he rolled a 14 again. So you needed at least some of it. That goes flying out. You see him like let go of it.
My intention is to yank it like into the room behind us.
It moves without touching. Well done, human.
I am Wolfgang Aidendale. Surrender and mercy will be yours. Continue, and we must continue fighting. Please don't.
Give me a willpower check. Let's see. Let's see what this thing thinks. This is a weird bad guy. And
I am.
Yeah, what's up, Rin?
Fortunately,
I was going to say, if we're rolling into the next round and my initiative's coming up anyway, I would like to help him on that by adding to the conversation and say, yeah, please give up. Because if you don't, he's going to unleash me on you. And I'm adding
He's
a
not-
little intimidation factor to help him with his role, basically.
he's not wrong.
Yeah, you can add +2 to your roll with the assist from Rune.
+2, +8, plus.
Make it +4 because I'll spend a point of determination off of the quality known by few, feared by many.
I will spend one of my determination. I'm starting to run out because I'm blowing through them pretty fast here. But I will again. I'll apply toward the because it's a new role now. I'll apply to the way of honor to learn to seek to do. I am trying to convince him that it is the honorable thing to get a disarmed opponent to surrender. None of my specialties apply. Out technology him. I do push-ups at him. No.
You got 17?
17 total.
It's hard to tell what it's doing, what it's thinking. But its head does pan between the two of you as it stands there processing. You leave me in an interesting situation. Humans. And he'll say that, like, sneeringly. Even at the Panther. Like, he doesn't know that you're human, but he also doesn't know what you are. It's Rune's turn.
Okay. So on my initiative, I'm going to actually land or lumber over next to him and just reach out and put a paw on his shoulder and say, I understand you've been alone for your entire existence, and apparently you experienced time at a much faster rate than the rest of it, so it must have seemed like an eternity. You don't have to be alone. And I'll try to convince him that we don't have to be his enemy.
Excellent. So I would make you roll, but the roll to convince him's been like settled. He's definitely
That's
made
probably
up
yours
his
best.
mind. And yeah, that does. This is more of you adding to that. Traveler.
I'm gonna slowly try to slip out of the room while he's looking at the other two, and I'm gonna take his spear, and I'm going to take that spear to another traveler. Boof! I'm gonna teleport there, hand it to him, and say, "We know what to do with this," and then we're gonna get it the hell out of there.
Keep
But-
away. Excellent.
Yeah, we're gonna keep away the spear, and it can go poof, 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 all the way back to Blake's van. There's a traveler sitting in there eating a cheeseburger.
No, it's
And-
fair to say the spear is out of play for this guy.
Mhm.
Bonet. You're the last one to go before it does what it's going to do on its turn.
Okay, I have a crazy idea.
Yeah, I like crazy ideas.
My power of phasing
Uh-huh.
to like reach into the robot and unplug some of its wires and maybe power it down.
You could try. You
All
could,
right, well, but then let's just try it. Let's try it.
yeah. I'll have you. So there's a situation going on with this thing that makes it hard to phase into. So give me a phasing check here. Like, roll your phasing level. I guess roll your density control.
That's a 6.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, your density control's not bad.
What die am I rolling? Sorry.
Oh, yeah, roll a d6, add 6. Add your density control. Yeah.
What?
Whoops.
Oh, you rolled 5d6.
I will take the first roll that you did, which was a 6.
I did that. I don't know what I clicked on.
It's okay. It's okay. It happens. So you reach into this thing. When you go through those strange-looking metal plates, you can feel it, which is abnormal for phasing. But your hand does go through.
All right, I just want to try and unplug something. Whatever I would assume is the most powerful-looking wire there.
Let's call it... this is like a technology check. You're unplugging a robot. We'll call it intelligence. And technology, you got it. So roll a d6 plus your intelligence.
All right.
And
This
I
time I'm
will
just going to try and roll
set...
1d6. Oof. That's not going to be great. That's 3 plus 4. 7? 7's not great.
So your hand comes back out. You're holding something. It does not shut down the robot, but it'll start moving funny. It's like, why do you reach? Why? What has been? And then it'll look at Rune. Gods are always alone. And then, like, it'll start malfunctioning again. You did something. You screwed it up for sure. I can't deny that.
It's missing something.
Yeah, it's missing an essential component. It can't do something now. And I'll figure out what that is at some juncture. But he's going to continue with what he was going to do. Rune, you said you don't have to be alone. It says gods are always alone. It's going to drop down to its knees. It's going to put its hands on the ground.
Okay.
As it
Oh, crap.
does this, I forget that you could phase. That's so cool. It makes me have to rethink, like, everything all the time. Oh, I need to see. Okay, so my level is blank. Right. So, ooh, that's a lot of stuff. Okay. So, it touches the ground, and it just rapidly starts to deteriorate. It doesn't turn into the strange metal that you've been seeing. It just kind of, like, it goes from being stone to, like, dust. In a very large area.
How big are we talking?
It is... So he's going for depth. So it's like if you got a school bus and put it straight down nose first into the ground. It goes that deep and that wide.
Okay.
And he just falls through.
Since I had my hand on his shoulder, can I
You do.
maintain a grip on him?
You try.
Okay, I'll try to hold on to him. And I can fly, so I won't fall if I don't want to. What do I need? Strength roll or?
Yeah, strength roll.
Because he's trying to escape me.
Mhm.
All right.
I did not roll great.
That gives me a 13.
13. I will spend my point that I have to beat your roll. So he slips out of your grasp, drops down.
By spending his own determination, right?
By spending his own determination. It drops down into some kind of
hole.
It definitely connects to something. You're not sure what.
Okay.
But he falls down there and he just starts booking it.
Does Corbinian? I'm sorry. Does Wolfgang and Madame Bonet fall in as well? They're right next to the guy.
They need to roll coordination checks.
Okay.
Ooh.
Well, I would actually.
Yeah.
We may not be necessarily next to him because remember, telekinesis doesn't require.
That's true. You weren't
that's-
necessarily next to him.
That's true. My bad.
I was close to him because I pulled that wire out.
You did. You were very
Oh
close.
shoot! You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. And I rolled an 8.
I rolled really low. So you dance out of the way. This thing kind of dissolves in and you are at the end of that. Yes,
Can I
sir.
choose to fall with it or go with it?
Yeah, you can fall after him.
Okay, I'll fall after him when he falls.
Nice. So it's you two down here in the dark. There's no light down here. It has a musty, stale air smell, and it has kind of a metallic tang, as well as you're sniffing about in the dark.
Well, isn't Corbinian next on initiative after it goes?
He is.
I am. Okay. So what I'm going to do is regret this action, and then I'm going to consider my guy as superhuman willpower because it's above 7.
It is really good.
He is going to jump in the hole, but to control my descent. But there is another purpose to this. I am going to use the sword and hold it against my chest. I'm going to use telekinesis to kind of control my fall.
Mm.
But also, I'm going to spend last determination because I want to be able to see down here. I come from beyond the shadow as my quality because this isn't any old sword. This isn't a techno sword. This is a magic sword. And I'm not sure what power would do this, but I'm basically making the telekinetic source that's keeping me afloat and make it instead of being an invisible force, it actually emits light. So I'm basically this ball of light that's hovering down.
If you want to spend a point of determination to make your magic sword glow, who am I to stop you? I like it.
Yeah.
And it also shows that, magic and powers are immutable. So yeah, as you're descending, you start to glow, and give me a telekinesis check here, bud.
That is a roll 1d6.
So you weigh more than a child. Yeah, you weigh
5.
person size. There you go.
None of my specialties apply.
Those are the benchmarks.
That's great.
So fortunately for you, I rolled a 1. So you do manage to land safely. Now you guys can see it down here. So you are looking around. You are clearly in some old mine of some kind. Definitely. And as we zoom out of this hole, as the turn ends, and as you guys are in a mine in the middle of the city with this god robot, that's where we're gonna call it for
Yes, but
this.
now we're actually
week.
in a dungeon.
Now you're actually in a dungeon, yeah. So
Is it more of an oubliette? Anyway,
I'd
sorry.
add that.
before we go, we gotta do our drawing for our contest. And the winner is Mr. Kapow. You have won a copy of Icons Assembled Edition. I know you, so I'll just send it to you to your email. So most excellent. I'll be doing that here in the next few days. But thanks for playing, and all you players, thanks for playing. That was a lot of fun. I hope you guys liked it. Hope you enjoyed. I tried to throw some investigation, make it not all fighty, boom, boom. You guys did some cool challenges for sure to fight this manga obsessed robot. But yeah, so thanks for playing. This is Icons by Steve Kenson. Don't forget to check out Steve Kenson's Patreon to support him, and Icons Annual just released as well. I have been the Game Master Johananon at RockFact on Twitter.
I'm the co-host, Casualty CDG. You can find me at Casualty CDG, and if you like us playing tabletop games, find us here every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 p.m. until 11 p.m. We have twitch.tv/Johananon. We have a YouTube and a Facebook for Fresh Out the Box. And if you just need even more of us, we have a podcast called Fresh Out the Podcast, where we talk about movies, streaming shows, and basically any other pop culture things that we think that you would like. So follow Fresh Out the Podcast wherever podcasts are available. We are games, and you do too. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
And I've been AD Stringer, also known as Corbinian. And as I said before, you can find me on Twitter at ElectricMatCHSR and here on Twitch under Corbinian. You can normally catch me around 6:30 Eastern on Wednesdays, just before Icons, as I run Cyberpunk Red with very, very, very reckless people, but Cyberpunk, keeping it edgy. And on Saturdays at starting about 1:30 Eastern, I do Star Trek Klingons Adventures using Modiphius's Star Trek system. Other times, keep an eye on my Twitter. I do stream eventually other things, and just keep an eye out for when that happens.
I have been and still am Jordan, aka at Lambertra, and you can find me playing games here or on Q Times or on Exquisite Corpse.
And I remain Rune, the unknown gamer. I can still be found at silverage.guildportal.com, I suppose, where I lead an online guild in the MMO Champions Online, known as the Silver Age Sentinels, which is named after another RPG, which we recently discussed on this very show. In any event, it's been a wonderful time, as usual. Always looking forward to another great game session with all these fine people, and looking forward to a new player next time we play in 2 weeks.
Yes,
2 weeks we will return.
Yes, I forgot to mention. Thanks for saying that. We are switching Icons to bi-weekly. We're going to be playing every other week. But me and Gary will still be here every Wednesday. We will just be doing other things in between that, so that we can cover even more games. Yeah, I know. 3 different games a week isn't enough, huh?
That's not enough, Jahan.
We need to play more. So in order to bring you...
we need to do more one-shots. We need to interview more people. We need to play more board games. There's just not enough time for all the things we need to do, Jahan.
And it's better for some people, some of our players' schedules, and it's just a whole thing. But yes, in 2 weeks we'll have a new player, Erin Dippity Doo, at Twitter, who is a game designer in her own right. She worked on New of Arden, which is live on Kickstarter now. Go check that out. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys soon. Stay fresh.